What up, people? Thanks for coming back to the channel. I'm Rob, and this is Straight Bearded. Normally in Straight Bearded, we're dealing with products or product reviews. This time, that's not the case. We're going with tips and tricks this time. I'm going to be refreshing a video that I'd made a couple months back about my daily routine. My beard length has changed, my knowledge level and experience has changed, and I've gotten a lot more tricks that I can share with you guys that I've learned to make my process a lot more effective and efficient. So I want to go over a few of those things with you this time. Anyhow, stick with me. We got some more tips and tricks. If you want to learn something, you want to figure out how I'm doing it, hopefully you can pick up something from me. And maybe when it's all said and done, you can give me some tips. I'd appreciate it. Y'all boys hang around. We're going to be right back. Tips and tricks time. That daily routine's coming at you. So, fresh out of the shower, hair wet, beard wet. What we did was every 2 times a week, I will go ahead and wash with a stripping wash. And what I use is African black soap. You can get this at Sally's Beauty Supply. You can get it pretty much anywhere. But it's a really good, it feels gentle, but it's a deep strip that takes everything out of your beard and gives you a fresh and clean slate. So I'll go ahead and wash with that. And I've got the beard scrubber. The beard scrubber, I wish I'd have pulled it out of the shower for you. But the beard scrubber is really good. Does a really good job at cleaning your beard and getting that thing to suds up. So after that first wash, I'll go ahead and use a co-wash. And my absolute go-to co-wash these days, since it was recently released, is Honest Ape's Dutch co-wash. They've actually got, this is unscented. They've actually got a scented in the scent of Sherlock, which is that cherry pipe tobacco. Really good stuff. But generally, I'm going to go with Dutch. This is a very deep conditioning. I'll leave it in there in the shower. I'll go ahead and wash my beard and rinse that out. And I'll go ahead and apply some Dutch, about a quarter, maybe a little bit more, because I'm kind of greedy with it. I want my beard to be soft as possible. About a quarter in my hand, and I'll go ahead and rub that in and through the beard and get scratching really good and let it sit while I continue to wash my hair, my body, and everything else. So roughly about 5 minutes with that co-wash. This one's working really good. There's several more out there that have worked really good, but this one right here, this is one I've got the best results with as of late. So we're out of the shower with probably might be 75 to 80% dry. I actually I'm going to add just a little bit more water because I prefer to be a little bit more moist. I want to be around 75%. Used to do it a little drier, and I found I was having some difficulties with flyaways, so we keep it a little bit more wet. What I'm going to do right away, I'm using Balm and Oil. We're going to go ahead and get cranking with it. I'm using Old Stogie Balm and Oil from Crusher's Creations. Really good stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and put probably about a half a dropper in my beard. Just fresh out of the shower, there's about a half a dropper there. So we're going to go ahead and get this worked in. I like to work it on my fingertips and between my fingertips, if you see that. That way when I run my fingers through my beard, it's actually doing something. I was just kind of wiping it on my beard before when I first started. But I found that this works really good. And that's such a good smell. God knows it's a good smell. So I'll go ahead and get that in. And at this point, I'll take my, I've got a Chicago comb, a metal Chicago comb. It's a rake. There's a specific number for this. I can't recall which it is, but this is really good for my initial comb after I've gotten the oil applied. I'll just go ahead and comb it just a little bit. But when I do, I'll go ahead and give us a once through just to make sure we don't have any knots or any tangles. Just to kind of comb it through a little bit. And then I've seen a video from, I think his name is George Bruno, where I've been picking up his tactics or his things that he's been doing with stimulating his skin. I'm combing, if you can see, I'm combing, but I'm kind of making a sawing motion. I'm just stimulating those follicles. And this is every time I get out of the shower. Combing through, but I'm just kind of scratching that skin to get the blood right there at the surface. We want good, healthy skin and really good blood flow. So that's been scratched. We're running through with the comb. And now, just to make sure I've got even oil distribution, another Chicago comb in their carbon fiber, which is really my favorite. This is my go-to. Without this, I couldn't do anything. I'm going to take those thin tines, and I'm just going to work that oil in, make sure that that oil is evenly distributed. Hit that stash a little bit, and I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes. Before I do, I've got a couple of areas that I want to point out that I have to address. For some reason, this side always wants to pop out, like out this way, and this side always wants to curve in. So what I do at this point, I'll run the comb straight down on this side and on everything else actually, and then just on this side, I'll bust it out just for a little bit and then knock it down lightly. So that way we're relatively even. So that way while I'm waiting for that 5 minutes for this oil to set and get into my skin and into my beard, it's at least starting to get in the right place. So we'll give it that 5 minutes and we'll come right back to you. All right, so 5 minutes is up. We're all good and moisturized. That oil is in and set. We took the time to go ahead and brush our teeth and get at least our hair dried. So I'm just going to run a comb through this, and the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully, without too much roughness, I'm going to blow dry this beard up. But for me personally, I've got to avoid this side. I won't blow dry this side up because it has a tendency, like I said, to pop out anyway. And I notice if you see here, I've got a wrinkle right here, and I figured out it's not from me brushing down. It's from me brushing up. Now watch close on this wrinkle here. If you have one, or a wave, if you have one, I'm pretty sure this is where it's coming from. Watch here when I brush up. Watch, see what happens. That's a folding point right there. So it's not the brush down for me, it's the brush up. So all that under there while I'm doing this is folding up. So I'm going to be careful to not go straight up with it. I'm going to get a hold of some hair and pull it straight out, if you can see that, with the blow dryer underneath it. And I'm just going to do it a little bit. Watch my technique, and I'll speed all this up for you so we're not bored to death. We are using high heat for me. High heat, high volume of air. It works best for me. So I'll speed it up. All right. So just a little bit to get the underneath relatively dry. I'm not trying to dry this thing out like a bone. Just a little bit. So now I'm going to take that high heat and I'm going to come straight down. The reason I'm redoing this video is I had a lot of people that just swore to me, it's like, man, there's no way your beard's that straight without a straightener. This is me showing you how I do it, and you'll see the results at the end, no cuts. So hopefully no cuts, but we're not using a straightener. Anyhow, just wanted to kind of show you guys. Had a lot of questions. So here it goes. High heat, high volume. Okay, down. So if you notice, I'm going a lot slower than what you think I should. A good friend of mine, Dan C., had taught me in one of his videos that there's a trick to get your hair to do what you want it to do. I want to say it was heat plus tension equals direction. Makes sense to me. And while you're just quickly brushing down, you're really not creating tension. So what I'm doing is I'm giving it a lot of heat and a lot of volume of air, and I'm slowly pulling it down to keep that tension consistent. Anyhow, let me go ahead and get back to it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so you think we're done, but we're not. Now notice when I put the oil in first, I blow dried pretty heavy. And being a reviewer, I have to get ready like this every day. And being a reviewer, if I'm reviewing an oil, I just hair dried or blow dried most of the product out. So that's going to impact what I detect as far as scent. So just to be fair and for the health of my beard, I'm going to put about a quarter drop of oil back in an already styled beard. So that way I get the benefits of the scent, get some of that hydration back in that I just took out to make sure that the health of my skin and the health of my beard has got the best chance, and I get that scent. Because it's all about the scent to me. Of course I want the health, but I also want the scent. So we're going to go ahead and get another quarter dropper. And we're going to just throw that back in real quick. Skin should be good. Where's that scent again? The cool thing about this oil here is that I can go from right from here, maybe rub my skin a little bit, and I don't have any grease on my hand. When you pick up a greasy hairdryer, it's a terrible thing. So oils that don't have grease, this is where it comes in very, very important for me. So anyhow, now that I've got that back in, I'm just going to run a brush through it or a comb through it real quick, and I'm going to hit it with the hair dryer just very briefly. Low volume, high heat this time. Low volume because I'm already styled. So a lot of you will notice, if you see here on your beard, if you have the issues that I have sometimes, where these will pop out and they don't want to tame, I found something that tames those. Instead of just coming at your beard like this, I'll take this comb and lay it down and scratch the side of my skin and use the back side of the comb to hold that hair down. Kind of lays it flat pretty good. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It works really good. Alright, so I think for the most part we're pretty decent, but if you notice we haven't paid any attention to the underbeard, and that's where my Beard Octane Oxhorn comb is going to come in handy. Not very full under there. I'm going to go ahead and make that full. Just a couple passes to mess it up underneath, to get it nice and full, and then right down the sides. Bam, bam. So we're right back to square one. And I'm going to hit it with this fine tooth again, just to put everything in place. And then I'm going to hit it with a boar hair bristle brush. It's the hardest time to say that word. And then we're going to go for balm, and we're going to go ahead and finish this out. So pretty much you can see, for the most part, we're already styled and ready to go. But we've got some balm to put in. We want to put in Crusher's Old Stogie. So I'm putting about this much on my finger. On my fingernail, just to cover the size beard that I have. And I used to get all up in it and go up under it. I don't go up under it anymore. I've finally taken some advice, and I'm just strictly on the outsides. Strictly on the outsides. But underneath will take care of itself. Just a little bit to hold things down. I absolutely love a medium hold balm. Matter of fact, while we're talking about it, hop down in the comments and let me know which type of balm you prefer. If you prefer a medium hold or a stronger hold or a lighter hold. For me personally, I want the benefits of a medium hold. I want it to hold me, but still be conditioning. Have those conditioning properties. A strong hold balm, it depends on the occasion. Light hold balm on the weekends, but if I had my choice, if I had to pick one of three, it would definitely be a medium hold balm. It seems like to give me the best of all the worlds. So. Balm's in on the surface. Simply going to hit it with a hot dryer, just coming straight down. Then I'm going to turn it to warm, and then I'm going to turn it to cold, and I'm going to walk away from it. It's going to be what it is. On low volume heat or low volume air. All right, now we are switching to warm. And now we are switching to cold. Alright, so that's everything set. I'm just going to give it one shot with the boar's hair bristle brush, and I'm going to be able to walk away from this. I highly recommend a boar's hair bristle brush that has a slightly convex, rounded outside. They work really, really good. I've used the Walmart flatheads before, and they just don't work that good. I've also been using a Beard Octane detangler brush for this, and it's been working pretty good too. So that is the morning routine. That's all we've got. That's the daily right now. It's just as easy as it can be. Now look, if you have, if your beard is in that weird intermediate stage and you get all kinds of curlies down here where they want to curl up or curl out or curl left or right, there is a round brush. Stand by. There's a round brush that I've been using for times that I have rough times with this side, or if you want to do some detailing, you could easily take your hair dryer, aim down at this angle, grab the underneath, and roll your hair into that brush and give tension to it. It'll pull all that crooked and wavy stuff out. Luckily, the time and attention that I've spent on my beard has trained a lot of those things out. But if you're still struggling, little bitty old Walmart, very small diameter brush. If you've got a really short beard, it's going to work great. the longer your beard is, the more this thing will tend to get stuck in there. So you might want to get a larger diameter brush. Anyhow, I hope this helps somebody. Let me shut this down right now. If you've got any questions, always hit me down in the comments. Hit me in my DMs on Instagram. Of course, I'm going to have my Instagram down in the description of this video. Anything I can do to help you. If you're having problems, don't shave it. Let's fix it. I hope I've helped you out in some way, shape, or form. Always reach out to me if there's anything you ever need, and I can help you through the problems that you might be having. Y'all boys take care of your beards. Take care of your beards. Have a great one.